It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by Adventure Cave Tours. Live a day in the life of a real adventurer with Adventure Cave Tours. Springfield Greene County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Blue Current, moving you forward since 1929. Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service. Call Southwest Missouri's best plumber today for a free estimate. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Good morning to you. It's Thursday. Hope your week is going well. Today also happens to be International Women's Day, so happy International Women's Day. Today, the Convoy of Hope celebrates, and tonight, actually, we're having a big event at headquarters. 900 women will be there celebrating. It's a sold-out event, so we'll be able to tell you more about that tomorrow morning as we cover it after the event. But we're looking forward to that tonight. Sarah and I will both be there. But now we'll start this podcast with some news.
Yes, here we go. It's the haves versus the have-nots. That is the comparison that the mother of a 5-year-old girl made in regards to Governor Parson commuting the remainder of the prison sentence for former Kansas City Chiefs assistant football coach Britt Reed. He pleaded guilty to drunk driving and then crashing into 2 cars, which injured 6 people, including leaving that young girl with a traumatic brain injury. Governor Parson did offer his deepest sympathy, but did not apologize, so to speak, for commuting that sentence. He just did that and instead changing it to house arrest through October of 25. Both sides of the aisle have criticized this decision. Reed will have to complete a treatment program for part of that commutation, as well as attend weekly meetings with the parole officer, counseling, and community service. A spokesperson for the governor said that all of those things factored into Governor Parson's decision to do that. All right, Missouri is one step closer to abortion clinics not getting reimbursed by Medicaid. A new proposal would make it illegal for taxpayer money to support abortion facilities in any way. The bill was approved in the state House and now moves on to the Missouri Senate.
Okay. Super busy Interstate 44 through Springfield is about to get a little less congested before it gets, let's see, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets less congested.
There you go.
That's
worse
the goal,
before it gets better.
It always gets worse before it gets better. Work's going to start on widening I-44 through Springfield, which would be great when it's over. As soon as this upcoming year, the work will start. The plan is for wider lanes to happen through from Kansas Expressway to Highway 65 and back. A few bridges are part of that project, so that doesn't happen quickly. Suffice to say, the lot to the project. The Missouri Department of Transportation hosting a question and answer session related to it. Come and go, held 4:30 to 6 in the p.m. You got some time coming up on Tuesday, March 19th. Located at Crossway Baptist Church. It's a huge church that you see right there off of Interstate 44. That's the place to go, but we'll remind you of this meeting coming up before the 19th on Tuesday when it happens. But again, Interstate 44 will be widened through Springfield, which will be nice when it's done.
Yeah, from 4 to 6 lanes. But like you said, worse before it gets better because it's going to be a couple of year project. I mean, right. And there's just a lot to it. There's a lot that will go into it because you're talking about off-ramps,
yes, and
interchanges and bridges and all the different elements.
Well, we're seeing that exact same thing happen on 60 from Kansas to National, I guess, is where the widening project is happening there. So if you drive through that every day like I do, it's been a mess, but it will be nice once it's all done.
Yeah. Eventually, it's going to be great.
It'll be luxurious. And then there were 2. Now that Nikki Haley's dropped out of the presidential race, the race is now down to just 2 very familiar candidates. President Biden on the Democrat side and former President Trump on the Republican side. Trump, this is interesting, is now trying to do something that hasn't been done since 1893. Grover Cleveland, a trivia question. Grover Cleveland, trivia answer, I guess, is the only person to run and win non-consecutive terms as president of the United States. So we'll see what happens. We have 8 months until the people vote, and get ready for, my guess is, a lot of negativity until then. We're going to see a lot of negative ads from both sides.
Yeah. I guess I hadn't thought about it, but I definitely would have missed the trivia question.
Yeah, most people would.
For sure. But 1893 was the last time.
And I think the only
Very
time.
interesting.
I believe the only time in
Yeah.
U.S. history. So
That's interesting.
yeah.
Okay. 'Tis the season for more motorcycles on the roads, so drivers beware. If you ride and you could use some brushing up on your skill, Springfield Police Department is going to be hosting a training for you, and it is free. Now, this is for people who ride regularly, not a beginner course. It's actually a more advanced course, but it will help you with more advanced motorcycle handling. Like if someone were to pull out in front of you or you had to do something very quickly. Anyway, so the officers who ride their cycles and who have been trained well are the ones going to be teaching it. The deadline to sign up is March 21st, and then the course is on March 23rd. You can check that out on SPD's website. But I should say this, I feel like there's actually going to be more than one course. So we're just telling you right now about the first course of what seems to be perhaps more to come. But again, the course on March 23rd, sign up by March 21st if you want to do that.
Okay.
All right. Don't forget to spring forward this weekend. It is daylight saving time, which means you got to spring forward. So when you go to bed Saturday night, set your clock ahead by an hour, and then you're going to lose an hour of sleep. But eventually, we'll all get used to it, I guess. It's also the time of year when firefighters say, check the batteries on your smoke alarms because they're supposed to be changed every so often. And since this comes around every year, it's a good time to do that.
Man, I love it. I love more sunshine. I'm excited about daylight savings time kicking in. And yesterday, I was shocked. I was going through my calendar, just looking at, somebody asked, what are you guys doing this weekend? And last weekend was complete craziness for us.
Yep.
This weekend, I don't know that we have I don't see anything on my calendar, but at any rate, I went to my calendar to check on my phone, and I saw daylight saving time starts, and I was like, what? Because it seems earlier than normal to me. This has just been a great year all around. Spring started earlier. Daylight saving time is starting earlier. So I'm just in a perpetual good mood. I think
you know what I mean? That glass is really,
I think,
half full right now.
I think Sarah can attest. I've been a joy to be around over the last couple of months.
On the Wind radio the other day, we were doing a story about how people get grumpy at age 52. I'm not going to lie. I was like,
Am I bringing down the average?
I got another year. That's it.
Oh, I'm not already grumpy?
I mean,
I thought you were going to say, I beat the average. I'm going to lower the average.
So
whatever. That's fine. You know what? I'm an old man and I'm grumpy sometimes. That's what happens. That's what happens.
Well,
I have it coming to me. I've earned it.
Yeah, you've earned it. You've earned it, right? You're old enough now.
All right. I saw this story. This is interesting. I don't know if you saw it coming or not, but now the college athletes are allowed to make money on endorsements and be paid through the NIL situation. The first ever college basketball team just voted to, wait for it, officially unionize. It's true. Dartmouth men's basketball team was the very first. One of the players said, quote, "It's time for the age of amateurism to end," end quote. So if the players unionize, they can bargain for everything from wages to limits on hours, overtime pay, as well as become eligible for workers' compensation. That's a benefit that the NCAA has been fighting decades to try to stop, because there's a lot of money involved in that sort of thing. And I just, man, I don't know. I haven't been a fan of the NIL. I feel like it's going to be the end of college sports as we know them. It used to be kids played for the school, for pride, and for an education, which is pretty costly. Last time I checked, pretty costly. So you get meals paid for, you get a lot of stuff paid for that regular people who don't play a game don't get paid for.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know they bring in a lot of money for the schools. I get all that. That's part of it in my view. So I don't know. I just think
I'm pretty sure that I argued your point that you just made the last time we talked about something even similar to this. And now, and you were kind of like, well, pushing back against me, like, well, but what about this and this and this? And they're good and they're bringing in money and blah, 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 blah. And now I feel like it's kind of role reversal. Am I right about that?
no, you haven't switched roles, and I don't know that I have. Sometimes I'll play devil's advocate because I'm a reporter,
Right.
and
Maybe
we're
that's
trying to
what it
do a
was.
we're trying to do a podcast here, but I don't honestly know how I feel about it top to bottom. Like the whole, should they be paid? Well, yeah, maybe. Endorsements I can kind of see, because if there's a car dealer who wants Caitlin Clark, for example, to sell cars for them in a commercial, all right, you know what? She's earned the right to do that, I think. I just think it's, with players transferring so much, it's gotten crazy. I think something's going to happen to reel it back in, because it's going to start to not feel like college athletics at all anymore.
Right.
Which I think is a shame, because it used to be, there's a team name on the front that I play for. There's colors that I play for. Now, loyalty is out the window. It's just, who's going to pay me more? Like the pros, and the pros can just feel ugly sometimes.
Yeah, true. And that's like, it's funny because so many people ask, like, well, which professional teams do you follow? And I'm always like, no, I actually prefer college teams because it feels more like a team, like an actual team, not every man out for himself. And this is changing that.
It's true.
Anyway.
It's true.
All right. Well, Target sales took a big hit last year with some seemingly woke merchandise, depending on how you define that, I suppose. Now the retailer is trying once again to compete and be competitive once again. They are expecting sales again this upcoming quarter to decline, but they are rolling out. Target is to better compete with like Walmart Plus and Amazon. They are rolling out a new paid membership with same day or 2-day delivery. It'll be called Target Circle 360 and will essentially work like Amazon does. It starts in April for $49 per year, which is introductory. And then it'll eventually go up to $99 per year. So we'll see if that's a success for them,
Yeah, they're all doing it. Walmart does it. If that's what, they're just following the consumer at this point. So if that's what people want, you got to offer it. You got to make it happen.
Yeah, I guess so. It's interesting because for some reason I see Target differently. But I could be wrong.
Then what? Walmart?
Then Walmart. If I need a gallon of milk, I'm going to go to Walmart. If, I have time to kill and I just want to browse somewhere, like, I don't know, like, I guess I don't ever really go into Target, like, personally for a specific item, if that makes sense.
Well, no, I'm with you.
Going to Walmart, I have a list of what I need. Even if I'm shopping on Walmart's website, which I don't actually do online shopping, but like my friends who do Walmart grocery pickup, like they've gone to the website and they're ordering exactly what they need for their grocery list for the week. Whereas when I go to Target, and most of the women that I enjoy hanging out with or whatever, they might say, hey, do you want to like go to Target and, like grab a coffee and walk around? Like it feels more like a
department store.
Yeah, sort of.
Well, it's interesting. They have groceries there at the Target, and I think I got some
You just said
bubbly.
the Target instead of Target. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Remember, I'm old. I have gotten some bubbly, and the Target version of bubbly is actually pretty good. So I get some of that in there, but otherwise I've never bought groceries there.
Me neither. I don't know. And clearly people do, but we'll just see if this is successful. But I won't be surprised if it's not, only because of the reason I personally go to Target. So, but I don't know that I'm your average consumer necessarily. I was feeling very average, but maybe I'm not.
You're above average, babe.
Thanks,
above
babe.
average.
Thank you. All right. We will end with this. This weekend is the gun show at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds, Saturday and Sunday. Hunters and gun collectors can see a variety of guns, hunting supplies, military surplus, outdoor gear. If that is your cup of tea, Hours are 9 to 5 on Saturday, 9 to 3 on Sunday at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds.
Well, I don't know. I might end up over there. Griffin loves all that, everything outdoors, hunting, any kind of thing like that. Griffin loves. So
hunting, fishing, survival skills, fire making.
Don't say anything to him yet, because I don't want to have to go if I got other things to do. But I may end up.
You will be there.
I may end up taking him over there. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to see. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all the news we got. We hope you have a great day. And we also hope that we will see you back here tomorrow morning.
We will be here bright and early.
Dark and early.
Oh.
Actually.
Yeah. That's true.
I know. You have to change your verbiage because it's actually dark.
I know. All right. It's a figure of speech. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It is March 7th, and we've got rain on the radar. Prepare for soggy conditions, not just today, but all through the afternoon, through this evening, through tonight, through Friday. It's going to be a wet one here in the Ozarks, and I think it's not going to let up much. Rain on the radar from now through basically Saturday morning. We're going to have a whole lot of downpours out there across the Ozarks. At times, they will come with thunder and lightning. I'm not overly concerned with the risk of severe weather. However, there may be a few stronger storms that are able to develop tomorrow. We've got rain on the way, though, and that's the big headline for you. So not only are we talking about rain chances in the forecast, but we also have rain that's going to hold our temperature down. So we're talking about a bit of a temperature drop in this forecast as well. The big headline, though, for you, it's going to be soggy. Grab the rain gear, umbrellas, rain boots, raincoats. You're going to want them all. It's going to get pretty muddy across the Ozarks over the next couple of days. Prepare to wipe the dog paws. That's always what I look forward to whenever there's a whole lot of rain in the forecast. Factor in that extra time. Wipe the dog paws over the next couple of days. We have widespread showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, not just today. I think this lingers through most of Friday as well. It's a very active setup across the country. And it's not just us getting in on the rainfall. This is expanding all the way down into Texas. In fact, there's going to be severe weather chances from Texas to Oklahoma today. We do not see that here in the Ozarks, and temperatures are still pretty mild. As of 5 a.m., we are starting out with temperatures in the low 50s. We won't warm all that much today. It is going to be cooler. The rain chances will keep us down, and I think at times we will see some heavier downpours as well. Starting this morning, lasting all the way through late Friday night, I'm talking anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain area-wide. These rain chances don't end until Saturday morning. They're going to be the highest in the forecast into early Saturday morning across southern Missouri. Most of the area, though, guaranteed to get 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, and then localized amounts could see closer to 2 or 3 inches of rain. That's going to occur where some of the thunderstorms develop, where we have some of the heavier downpours, and a few strong storms may occur through the day tomorrow. I do have it just kind of soggy today. Outdoor plans today and tomorrow. You may want to rethink that. There are better choices in the 7-day forecast for outdoor plans. It is going to be a little bit cooler, not just today, but through Friday, Saturday as well. We start to see the 60s sneak back into the forecast as early as Sunday. And next week is looking better for those outdoor plans. It will be quieter and warmer as we start next work week after a good soaking downpour out there this morning, this afternoon, tonight, Friday afternoon, Friday night into Saturday morning. The forecast, it's going to keep those temperatures down into the low 60s for highs today. I have a high temperature in Springfield of 63. While the numbers don't sound too bad, I think it's going to be pretty soggy. You won't really be able to get out and enjoy. Tomorrow, again, temperature is not bad. We're on the warm side of the warm front. Temperatures making their way to the mid 60s on Friday, but it's going to be a little bit cooler in here by the time we get to Saturday. We are now on the cold side of that system. Cloud cover will keep those temperatures down as well. Highs only topping out at about 51 by Saturday. Lows get kind of chilly too. We wake up near the freezing point on Sunday morning, and then we've got temperatures back into the 50s for highs. That's by the time we get to Sunday. Very active across the Ozarks today and tomorrow. Heavy rain is also happening along the eastern seaboard, and strong thunderstorms made headlines yesterday in the south. Elsewhere across the country, the big story is strong to severe storms for the Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas border through the lower Mississippi Valley. That's going to occur tonight through Friday. We're not going to quite get the severe weather out of that, but it's the same storm system impacting us, and it will result in all of the rain chances for us here in the Ozarks. So, good time to find the galoshes. Keep them handy. Feels like spring out there, right? And we need the rain. That's going to be doing us some good for all those spring flowers. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question that I have for you today. This is what I left you with. What percent of Louis Vuitton handbags are fake? The options that I gave you were A, 35%, B, 55%, C, 70%, or D, 90%. Would you believe that it's as high as 90% D? I don't find this too surprising. I see so many people walking around with these Louis Vuitton handbags, and I often think to myself, like, how are this many people affording these bags? They're outrageously expensive. But 90% of all printed Louis Vuitton handbags are actually counterfeit. So maybe they did not quite pay the high ticket price. It can take years of training to develop an eye to discern between the real bags and the fake ones. So I guess if you're an expert, you may know. I've heard that you can tell by looking at the zipper or the stitching on them. I don't know. I've never investigated too closely. Just know that 90% of all of them out there are not genuine. All right, here's the next question for you. In light of Women's History Month, again, I have another question for you pertaining to that. What was the first female playable video game character of these famous choices? A, Miss Pac-Man, B, Princess Peach, C, Samus Aran, or D, Princess Zelda? If you know the answer, or you think you do, or you just want to take a guess, you can log on to aroundtheozarks.com. Take your guess there. All correct answers will be entered to win $20 to Scooter's Coffee. We give that away every single day here on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. It is free to enter, so head on over to the website and enter now. You can also check out the forecast up to the minute all day long. And I want to thank you for listening this morning. Thank you also to our sponsor, Rescue Towing, for sponsoring Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I hope everyone stays safe in the rainfall. Slow it down. Remember, headlights on, even in the daytime. If your windshield wipers are on, headlights on too. Everyone stay safe. Enjoy the rain and the cooler weather, and enjoy your day indoors in the Ozarks today and tomorrow. I'll catch you again early tomorrow. We will check in on those rainfall totals.